Hi, I love it.
How are you?
I'm excellent. I'm
I
excellent.
love your earrings.
Thank you. I was like, I'm gonna show up authentically today.
I know that's right, right.
I love that necklace. That's beautiful.
Thank you, thank you. So you make topicals too, huh?
Do make topicals.
Oh wow.
I have my own skincare line.
Okay, and so do I.
Yes, I can't wait to know about it. So, do you know, like, how is this gonna go? Do we have like, are we just gonna talk to each other? How does it work?
I you listen here. I'm like, oh my God. I got on here and I was like, am I recording? It does that say recording? Oh my God, no, I'm not ready for that. And so I was like, I got off and I said, let me go back on again. Let me see what
Right.
happens. So I'm glad you're here now.
Okay. Well,
So
we in this together. We gonna figure it out together.
right. So I guess I don't know. I'm thinking that, we'll just introduce ourselves and then after we introduce ourselves, then we can talk about our products, I guess, and how
Absolutely.
we got into CBD products, I guess, hey, because people always ask me, well, how did you get into CBD? And I'm like, you don't really want to know the long story, so I'm gonna tell you the
Yes,
short
we want to
story.
know the long. Well, yeah, okay, because we only got 30 minutes.
Right,
So,
right, 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 right.
so yeah, but I definitely am interested. I'm so excited to hear. And what branch of the military were you in? You were
Army.
Army.
Yes,
Okay,
yes,
got it, got
yes,
it, got it.
yes, yes, yes. And so definitely I want to get some of your products and I'm gonna say some of my
Same.
products so we can just, collaborate because it
Absolutely.
is in my thing how I got into it. I was in a catastrophic accident in
Oh wait,
2018.
but we supposed to start in 5 minutes. I don't want people
Okay,
to miss their
okay,
story.
okay.
I don't. Let me. Okay, so I'm gonna just go to my PR information just to see if we make sure we got everything. They sent us the link. We pressed the link,
Right.
and then
And I can see you, you can see me, you can hear me, I can hear you.
yeah,
Um,
and we're in sessions, right? So we're obviously in the right place.
right.
Okay,
Yeah, because topical talk MOC3, that's at the top of the screen.
that's us.
Right.
Okay, so there it is. Okay, so I think we're golden, but it's so okay. It is recording.
Well, it says recording, but because I was on before, and then I took off, and I'm like, let me see if it didn't record. So I
Uh-huh.
think it's going to start recording maybe at our time.
Okay, okay.
Okay.
That's perfect. So yeah, we got 5 minutes. So I want to make sure.
I don't know how to change my name down here. I want to change my name, but I don't see how to do that. So anyway,
Oh, I don't know. Oh, you got to go to your
settings.
yeah, your settings.
Let me see. I'm in my settings. Yeah, I'm in my settings, but it just says remember for future. I'm not gonna. I'm going to talk about me, and then at the end of it, I will tell them where they can go to purchase my products.
Yes.
Yeah. So countdown.
It's always good to meet another fellow veteran, especially a woman veteran. So,
Yes. And so you was in the military too. What branch were you in?
oh, I was trying to send a thing. I was Marine Corps.
Okay, that's my husband. He was Marine Corps.
Was he
Yeah,
Marine Corps?
yes, yes, yes. His whole family. So I
Really?
hear it all the time when we
Yeah.
go to meet.
Sure. I'm sure that's a conversation.
Yes, yes. Oh my God. I'm like, y'all are like, oh, stop it. It's over. You're out now.
Let it go.
Once a Marine, always a Marine. I'm like, oh
Always.
my God. No. Yes.
Okay.
Are we live?
Your guess is good as mine. No, I mean, but it says 3 minutes. So,
Okay.
but it's already recording. So we can just, I think we should just go.
Okay.
And as people come in, I'll be paying attention to like if they say anything in the chat,
Okay.
and we'll just have a conversation because I'm really interested in getting to know you.
Okay.
So
Good.
tell everybody your name and the branch of service.
Okay. So my name is Aura, Ora. I was in the military, which is the Army, and I spent 36 years in the Army. Yes,
Oh, that's
yes, yes,
amazing.
yes, yes.
Oh, that's a long
Yes.
time. That is respect. Okay.
So I started off as enlisted, and then I transitioned into an officer, and that's what I retired as an officer. So I've traveled all over the world in the military, so I have no regrets at all, none, and met some amazing people too. So that's me, and you.
I love it. Okay, so hi everybody. My name is Tanjanika. I'm the CEO of Jayn Green, which is a full-service connoisseur consulting business. We work with legislators, business owners, and patients, and we help them understand legislation, education. And then we also have Jayn Green Beauty, which is a luxury skincare line enhanced by CBD. And I am a United States Marine Corps veteran. I actually got into the cannabis industry because I did 2 tours in Iraq. So I have PTSD and I have chronic pain and different things that I use topicals for. And I also have eczema. So I use cannabis for skincare. So we'll get into my story. But this is Aura and I's first time meeting
Yes, it is. Yes,
virtually.
yes, yes.
How has life been? Life and business been? First of all, how has life been? Let's get a little personal because things have been crazy.
Well, life for me, as I said earlier, that I was in a catastrophic accident, automobile accident. I was hit by an 18-wheeler traveling on 95. And that landed me a 6-month stay in the hospital learning to walk again. And I can tell you, during that time, I was literally on 20 different pills. I was either sleeping or awake, but didn't know I was awake because I was so drugged. And it was the most horrific time of my life. And it threw me into depression,
Sure.
PTSD, and the pain was
Mm-hmm.
never stopping. And so while I lay there in acute rehabbing, telling myself, how am I going to get myself whole again where I don't have to constantly take all this medication? And so when I finally got out of the hospital, came home, I said, let me make something for me, like medication, so that won't hurt me. And so I got into making soap, but mind you, it was a hobby. I was just making soap for
Mm-hmm.
me because, like
Mm-hmm.
you, I suffered from eczema also. And I also suffered from graphoses, where you scratch yourself and you web up and you see the webs on you. And
Mm-hmm.
so they wanted to give me all these artificial creams, and I was like, I don't want to take anything. It had pesticides in it. It had chemicals in it, red dye, color, all that stuff just irritated me even more. So I decided to make a soap that was dedicated for me. And from that, I made oatmeal soap, lavender soap with all essential oils, all natural based, jojoba oil, safflower oil, almond oil. And it worked perfect for me. But then I said, okay, I still need to make something that's going to help me with topical pain. And so I did
Mm-hmm.
CBD. I started infusing that into my soaps. And
How did you know CBD would work though? How did you get that
well,
information?
because I went to a CBD conference, and there was this
Mm-hmm.
organization they called Wakana. And Wakana is a black owned CBD company. And so I became a consultant for that company. So then that way I had the products, and I said, let me try it. Because, as a veteran, most veterans are afraid to use CBD because it's still taboo. And
Mm-hmm.
so, but I'm like, if it's going to help me, I'm going to try it. And so I tried it, and I started infusing in a couple of my soaps. I made a salve with it and some body cream with it. And can I tell you, it was just a hobby, and it has turned into a full-fledged business because everybody, I ship to Hawaii, Alaska, Georgia, across the globe, and they love it. And they stop using soap, buying soap from the store-bought soap that have all those chemicals in it. And so and to see that there's someone else out there making soaps too, I'm just like, you just don't know how excited I am, because I love exchanging, products, because you never know, something else may work as well for you too. And so I like
Of
to have
course.
choices.
So I don't make soaps. I have um a tea face, like I have skincare. So
Okay.
I have a tea face mist. I have a CBD oil,
Okay.
like a facial oil is citrusy. I have a scrub. I have a charcoal mask, a
Oh,
nightwear cream. So different things like that. So this is my second line of skincare products. The first line, so when I first got into the cannabis industry, I was in California.
okay.
And so I was there for over 5 years in the industry and just traveling and just seeing what the opportunities were in the cannabis industry.
Okay.
And I too went to a conference, and that's how I learned about, like, I looked around the room, and at the time years ago, there was only 6 Black people in the room. So I was like, oh, there's something I don't know. Something's happening here.
Right,
Something.
right.
So, going on that journey led me to skincare. Because I had eczema, I was already making my own products.
Okay.
And then because I had access to cannabis, I was like, let me just throw some of this in there, see if it works. And it did.
Right.
And it worked way better than I thought it would.
Yeah.
And so then I started giving it to people, and they wanted it so much, I started selling it. And that ended up working out very, very well in California.
Beautiful.
Because at the time, I had a beard oil and a beard balm for men.
Okay.
And men weren't really being catered to.
Okay.
So that ended up working well. But because I have chronic neck and back pain,
Mm-hmm.
because I have a lot of pain, I couldn't stand on my feet a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And so making the orders became too difficult for me.
Okay.
Like, it was just overwhelming for me. So I ended up like transitioning that. I found out that I was getting more money for less, basically, for doing consulting and legislation education,
Okay.
like helping them
Saying,
understand the laws and
right,
stuff.
exactly.
And so that ended up, that's how I pivoted and started doing a couple things in the industry. And it's been an amazing, amazing journey. And to come back full circle back to skincare has been something I've been recognizing as well. I'm just like, oh, this is amazing. And I love soap. Let me tell you, I'm so excited that I met you, because
Oh,
I'm
wow.
I'm that person. I love self-care. Self-care Sundays are a real big thing. Is that something that you cater towards your audience?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I think I have a deeper understanding or a deeper yearning for self care because of the trauma that I have sustained. So I love, like, well, Sunday's just not my self care. Any day is my self care to take.
I know that's right. You don't need a reason. Don't even need a reason.
So it is nothing for me to bathe. And what I love about my soaps, and you will see it because I'm going to make sure you get some of my soaps. The
Same,
lather
same.
is they so rich. I mean, the stories. I'm going to write a book because the stories and the feedback that I'm getting from my soaps are like amazing.
I'm sure.
People don't even buy lotion anymore because the emollient, because
Mm,
I put emu oil in my soaps also. And emu oil is so rich with emollient too. Oh
rich.
my God. So I'm just loving the richness of what people are saying to me. I'm like, this is my calling. This is my calling.
Mm,
This is where I'm supposed to be at. And so like I said, I want to branch out to making like tea, CBD infused tea. I want to make,
mm,
like, so I can put like gift baskets together. And like, like Mother's Day or birthdays, I can send people like a care package to have all the tools that they need. So there'll be no reason why you can't relax and enjoy
absolutely.
yourself. So yes, I'm excited. And I'm excited to use your products too, because even as
Yes.
growing up as a kid, I had eczema really bad. Oh my
Mm,
God. So I really pride myself in drinking water, getting adequate sleep, and using good products for my face. And so to know that you have a product like that, I'm excited.
and that's what it really boils down to. Like, I love the results that I'm seeing from clients, from people. Like, I did a bulk order this morning, and so I was gonna ask you, and I'll get back to that. But it's just been amazing to see the growth of my business.
Mhm.
And there are days, like, it's harder than others,
Right.
and it's easier than others.
Right.
And I'm sure you can recognize that. And I wanted to know, like, in COVID, like, how has that affected business? How has that affected morale, anything? How is that for
Well, for
you?
me, it has boosted my morale because it gave me
Okay.
more time. I'm at home now, even though I'm retired, but I'm not retired because I'm still working. But I'm doing what I love to do, and that's helping
I love
people
it.
because I'm a provider also, which I didn't say in the beginning, but I'm a provider. And so I see the other spectrum of them where people come into the hospital and they sick, and I'm writing prescriptions and medication for them, but I'm still educating them. So now I have a chance to educate people on why you're sick with this disease or why your skin looked like that. Because your skin tells a story about who you are. And people don't realize that, but it really does. You know,
It
so
does.
even you're dehydrated, your foods you put in, it's a whole system that works together. And if one system is not working, it taxes the other system. And so people need to know that. So I love educating people on how to take back your life. That's what I call it, taking back your life. And for you,
And that's holistic health. I love that you can go from both sides of that.
mhm,
That's so imperative
mhm.
because you can talk to medical professionals and you can talk to the average person about like the benefits of this.
Yes,
Our skin is fighting off pathogens,
yes,
dirty water, pollution,
yes,
all day every day it's fighting
yes,
off different things for us, and taking care of it is going to make you feel better. It's going to make life better. It's just going to it's an inside outside thing as well. Like it's a
absolutely.
holistic lifestyle. And so I truly, truly love the fact that you have a way for your clients to relax. That sounds amazing.
Yes,
Like
yes.
I love the thought of that. And so for me in COVID, I have my on and off days.
Okay.
Like on some days I am skyrocketing to the moon. Like I am like on it, on fire. Whole team is like, and I just got a team
Oh
too. So it's like
wow, wow. You go, girl.
I feel away.
That
Okay.
queen is doing a thing.
I promise you, it has taken years, years. And it's just, I'm so proud of this moment. And then, right when everything, it seems like, I don't know, it just felt like this is good and bad timing. And I don't think that is. Like, I think I know. I know what's about to happen for all of us. I know what's in store,
Yes,
the greatness.
yes,
And I just feel like this is our time to enjoy it. This is our time to be
absolutely.
present for it,
Yes.
And so I'm so grateful. Even just meeting you today, this has just been incredible so far. But I want to know more. Okay, where are you from?
I'm
Like,
from
where are you
I'm
based
from
out of?
Philadelphia.
Okay.
But I just migrated back here to Philadelphia because I spent, like I said, 36 years in the military. So I was all over the place, literally all over the place. Germany, Nicaragua, everywhere,
Mm,
Hawaii. But I loved it. I won't take it back because, like I said, I met some amazing people and we're still friends. So I got a home to go anywhere I go because I have a friend there.
I love
So
it.
I love that. I would not take anything back from that. That journey has been a very rewarding journey for me. And it's people like you that even makes me even more happier because now I'm saying to myself, because when you're in the CBD world, everywhere I tried to turn to seek for help when I was learning, people didn't look like me.
Of
And I
course.
was like, they seemed like they was a little bit more reluctant to give me information. And so it made I can't say it made it harder for me, but it just made me do more of my own research, which
Mm,
in the end was better for me anyway,
of
because
course.
now
Of
I had more
course.
knowledge to draw off of. But
Of course.
it's always good to have a sister that you could call and say, hey, you know what, you're making this product right here, or to refer another person to. Because I'm that queen. Because I light your candle doesn't mean my candle's any dimmer. That means that we have a brighter room now. And so I'm always referring people to other people because this is my product, but so and so over here does this. I'm gonna give you her information. Go to her because that product can help you, and
Mm-hmm.
that's how it should be. We we
Absolutely.
we, we got to network and keep each other in the circle. So I'm
No, that's imperative in order for us to gain the actual equity that we want and deserve. We have to make sure that we're circulating our dollars. It has to be intentional.
exactly
It truly, truly does, and it has to be a thing where we're supporting people, politicians, and different laws that support us and our business.
exactly.
So I was gonna ask you, are you keeping up with Pennsylvania, like because they're looking at going rec and? in November.
Yes.
Like, what's the status of that? How
Yeah.
do you feel about
Well,
that?
my congressman Dwight Evans, because I sit on his board. We sit on his board, and he's for recreational CBD. Cherie Street, who is also a state representative in Philadelphia, he's for it. The mayor's for it. So a lot of we have some that are against it too, but we have
Okay.
more that are for it than against
Nice.
it. And so that's what I'm trying to do now. I'm trying to develop a panel that will sit together to when it becomes recreational, that we can go to the Veterans Administration and say, hey, you guys need to get on board because this can help millions of vets, millions of vets, without them being ostracized. Because many of them want to use it, but they so afraid they're going to lose their benefits.
Of
and, and
course.
and it shouldn't be that way at all. This is something that can help them.
But okay, but let me ask you this because I feel like they know that. Like we're the number one, besides elderly, we're the number one consumers of opiates.
Yes.
Like that's a big dent in pharmaceutical pockets once it does become legalized and the VA starts to recommend it, in legalized states. So there's no incentive, it feels like. So what could we do to help push that along, do you
Well, I
think?
think it will take people like myself and you to say,
Mm-hmm.
hey, I'm using it, and you see the
Mm-hmm.
decrease in the medication that I'm taking. You will be our own testimonies. And then educating other veterans, like everybody I come in contact with, they're a veteran, and I talk to them and I tell them about CBD. I tell them about how it works with the system, with the cannabinoids and everything. And most of them don't even know because you know why? Because they still think criminalized because they had criminal, so they think, oh no, that's taboo. That's the reason
Mm-hmm.
why a lot of African Americans won't even go to a brick and mortar dispensary because they're afraid to be seen, and if they be seen, and then somebody's going to report them, and here their benefits will be taken away from them. So what I did is when I paired up with Wakana, I have my own online dispensary also, and
Okay.
so now you can try it, and it's indiscreet because now you don't have to go to a brick and mortar. You can order it online, they deliver it to your home, and you can try it. So now you have that product.
Nice.
So that's opened up a little bit more doors for people. And
Of
once
course.
people see that it's helping them, then
Mm-hmm.
they'll be more boisterous. They'll speak
Mm-hmm.
on about it. And so the other angle I want to do a podcast, and you will be one of the people on that podcast. Let me tell you, because I want people to have honest, candid conversation with sister vets to
Okay.
tell their story. I mean, it'll be
Mm-hmm.
impromptu. You just tell your story, tell it how it works for you. And not only that, it's a sense of revenue for you also.
Of
So
course.
it's so many avenues that you can embark on. You can employ people. You might want to go into farming, and farming is another avenue.
Mm-hmm.
So it is so many things, and it can help so many people. And so I'm going to fight until I have no more fight in me. And that's when I'm sleeping when I'm dead and gone. So, yeah.
No, I completely understand. That's exactly why, I miss California sometimes, like the pandemic. So before that, all I did was travel in the cannabis
Okay.
industry and go speaking engagements or, go talk about the benefits of
Right.
cannabis, conference, wherever, right?
Hmm.
So to come to a dead halt, right, with the
Right.
pandemic was like an eye opener for me. And so I miss the West Coast because all my veteran buddies are over there. And,
Um,
we feel so safe with each
and it's so
other.
open, right? Right.
Right, and I just literally miss. It's like a actual family, of people who understand you, who get you, who've had the same experiences,
Exactly.
who can tell the stories the same, who can relate, who you don't offend.
Right.
It's just a lot that comes with that veteran family. And like you say, I met the best people. My best friends are veterans,
Okay.
are Marines, and you never meet a stranger when you meet a fellow service members. So I love it.
Yes. See, and it's interesting that you meet that because I was just having a conversation yesterday because my one of my long term goals is I want to open up a state of the art holistic home for veteran women. But under
Mm,
this, when I say state of the art, I mean I want to have every modality there is: music, gym, finance, cooking, growing, vegetation, the whole kit and caboodle, even mental health there. So this way, but it needs to be only be veteran women because veteran women understand we have a common denominator.
we do.
And so when you have a common denominator, what happens is you become more open, more
Mm-hmm.
transparent
Mm-hmm.
because you know that they understand, and what you're saying is not like, oh my God.
Foreign. Right.
Exactly. So that's one of my long-term goals is because I'm really, when I got out of active duty and came into the veteran VA system,
Mm-hmm.
I was in total shock. It was a total shock to me because they just here in Pennsylvania, down at the VA system, I think it's been about 4 or 5 years, they had a women's veterans clinic. So you
Mm-hmm.
mean all this
It's
time
new,
new?
4 or 5 years.
Yes, yes,
And I know you're not lying. I know you're not like, and that they don't prioritize. And I wanted to ask you, like, this is, and I don't think that's a long-term thing. I think we need to talk offline about making that happen way sooner than later.
yes,
Okay.
yes.
Like that needs to happen because, some of my friends and some of the people that I know have suffered from MST, military sexual trauma. And like, what do you think about using CBD or cannabis as a treatment option for
Oh, I
that?
think that's
For,
perfect. I there to me, from my experience, like I have a couple people that suffer from MS, sexual trauma, and for when they get into that fight or flight mode because their brain is just going all the way and they angry at themselves and they faulting themselves for the sexual trauma that happens when they use CBD, whether they smoke it or whether they take tinctures or whether they use gummy bear products, it kinds of bring them back in tune with themselves. Like it calms them down so that they can
mm-hmm,
think and not do anything erratic. You know what I mean? And so
I do.
that's what I have witnessed myself because I have a friend that was sexually assaulted in the military. And she is able to function now. We using CBD. Before she would just shut down, go into this old little black hole and be just there for days. To literally, I had to
Mm,
drive to her house, and I had get a key to her house because she would not open the door. She would go into this withdrawal mode, thinking about the trauma that she endured. So CBD has brought her out. Come on, are you serious?
we have to have a safe space where they can talk about these things and that they can get treatment options, alternative treatment options,
Exactly,
and
exactly.
besides opiates. And what I love about that idea is that there are so many women suffering from that. That could be a model that could be replicated in a lot of different places, that hub. But I know focusing on veteran women, it's specifically,
Right.
that is a safe space that they need to be created like yesterday.
Right, exactly. Because veteran women have been have not gotten the service they needed in the military or
Or
outside the
after.
military.
Yep. Yep. And so, and even to bring it into this talk, I know we talking about topicals. Another thing that I've seen that helps veterans, especially myself,
Mhm.
when I was traveling, patches, and it's, things that you don't think about, but that's transdermal. So that gets into your bloodstream.
Exactly.
They're able to get rid of pain, reduce anxiety and stress.
Right.
I've even used suppositories. I've used that for a couple of clients,
Exactly.
and that doesn't get you high. It bypasses the liver.
Right.
And these are all topicals that
Yes.
you can use that are amazing when you add CBD or,
Absolutely.
full extract oil too. So I think that is going to be, because of the benefits of it, CBD, skincare, and topicals, and this entire industry,
Right.
this niche of the industry
Right.
is going to be crazy.
Right. And I don't know if anyone ever embarked on it, but I know it's coming. Um, makeup. Makeup is another thing because it's topical. And,
I want it so bad.
and so I was having that conversation the other day. I was like, you know what? I don't know if anyone has ever looked into CBD infused makeup because if you're going to use it, like I don't use makeup, I may use a little bit of lip gloss and maybe every now and then a little bit of blush, but makeup is something that women use and it enhances it, and that's what you like. That's what you like. But at the same time, we know that all these synthetic materials that's in makeup clogs your pores, make your skin worse, and it ages your skin. So we can infuse CBD into makeup. Oh my God, the jackpot, the
That
jackpot,
no, seriously.
the
I
jackpot.
If you go on my page, I do makeup tutorials sometimes. And like I love going barefaced,
Yeah.
but some days I want to like
Right, right,
like
right.
some days. So I'm like, that's why I really want. So skincare is the start of it, and I want to expand
Yes,
to makeup. Let's talk. Like,
yes,
let's make sure we
yes,
connect because
yes,
this is.
yes.
I mean, I have no doubt that it doesn't have to take 10, 20. We're on the cusp of something big,
That's right.
something major, and we're right.
That's
We
right.
know we're right, and we know it works.
That's
You
right.
know, and if this is something that they're going to apply every single day that seeps into their pores and into their bloodstream, why not make it something healthy that's going to make them.
Exactly. It's going to enhance their skin. It's going to work for their skin. You know, that's nothing more beautiful than have radiant skin. You know what I mean? That is just beautiful, I think.
That's
You
right.
know,
That's
so
right.
yes, so I'm excited. I'm so excited. I can't tell you how excited I am. I'm like, yes, yes, yes. And that's another thing I like about CBD. It has brought me in connection with a
Mm,
lot of other people, like-minded people, because believe it or not, even though it seems like it's a huge world, but it's really a small world and a
it's so tiny.
specialized world when you talk about CBD. So, and I think education is at the top of the agenda for our people.
It
We
is.
have to educate them instead of having that shadow mind thinking that, oh, it's just marijuana, it's going to get me high. No, it's so much more than that.
It
It
is.
is so much
It
more.
is.
And so since I have this passion and I can hear it in your voice, you have a passion for it too. We are going to change the dynamic and the trajectory of the CBD in the African American community.
We have to. I mean, I feel like, and that's the role of veterans and prior service members.
Yes,
I think we have the discipline, we have the strategy mindset,
yes,
you know, and all our powers combined, we could really make some things happen. And especially since we understand the nuances from the inside and the outside, like inside the military, we learn about the government structure. We know what it's going to take and what is not going to take, and what works and what doesn't work,
exactly,
and what they will and won't listen to, you
exactly.
know? And then at the end of the day, we understand that we've been lied to. Like we've been extremely lied to about this plant and the benefits of it. I'm almost to the point where like someone needs to be charged for this,
Yes,
you know, not
yes,
even almost, like someone needs to be held
exactly,
responsible for
exactly.
the things that has and has not happened because of the prohibition of cannabis. And so I think that's a big fight that veterans gonna have to take on as well, and I think they're up to it.
Well, you know, and it can, and I know that it can happen because let me just give you a small tidbit. Sister locks was
Mm-hmm.
prohibited in the military
Yep.
until four black sisters got together, did their sister locks, and took it all the way to Capitol Hill to the
Mm-hmm.
and did a presentation on why not. And as of January 2019, sister locks are now can be worn by African American women in the military. And that's the first day I went out and got my sister locks. Why not? You see what I'm saying? But you see
Mm.
what it took.
Yes.
You see what it took.
Yeah.
It took the
Yeah.
fight to get that done. So this is the same thing with CBD. I can see it. It's going to happen. It's going to happen because I'm speaking into existence, and you are too.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to happen.
That's right. That's right. What do you think the time frame is? Do you think it's like sooner than later?
Well,
There's a couple of different states legalizing and or going up for ballot in November. So is it this? Is this the next president? What do you think the time
well,
frame
I
is?
think if once we get this president out, I think it will happen within the next 4 years. I think it will happen in the next four
Okay.
years because once it becomes legalized, I mean, you don't have a choice. You don't have a
Right.
choice. You don't have a choice. And once we get
Yeah.
more and more vets speaking up on it and demanding, because let me tell you, when you go to the doctor, what the doctor does to you, you
Mm-hmm.
tell him what's going on with you. You give him your signs and your symptoms, right? And by what
Yeah.
you tell him or her, that's what they treat you for. So if you go and tell them, no, that's not working for me, and I don't want to try this, this is what I want to try. Well, a good practitioner would listen to that patient, because you're supposed to have that patient practitioner relationship, right? And
Relationship.
it's supposed to be a trusting
Yeah.
relationship, right? So don't you trust me enough to know that what works for my body?
But financially, that's not
Well,
in their favor.
if financial is not in their favor, but it can be in their favor, because the only reason why cannabis is coming back on the rise, because now they can prophesize off of it, because it has always been the same plant, well back into the
Always.
day.
It's never changed.
Exactly,
It's never
it has
changed.
always been medicinal, right? So
Yep.
this is what we can do.
And so this is my point too. You're brilliant, because I was telling someone the other day, me and my father were having this conversation. He's actually an Air Force veteran. And so we were just talking about a whole bunch of different things. And I'm like, the problem is always going to be greed, because there's enough. There is more than enough. If you cure all of these ailments, you don't think they're not gonna come back to you and get that product again and again? You're going to have, the people getting the product, they're going to spend money. The problem is you want all the money. You don't want to share it all. And then you lied about all of this anyway. You're not trying to make it right. You're not. So that's where the problem really
Right,
comes
exactly.
in.
But I still think that once people start seeing the difference, because right now a lot of people are still blind to what it is and how it can help them and the benefits of it. And I think once more people start opening up to being educated, that's why I said education is the top thing on the agenda. We have to keep educating the people about it. And so once they learn about it and educate about it, and then they use it and they see how it works for them, they're not going to have a choice. They're not going to have a choice. That's like a baby. You can feed a baby what you want to feed them when they're infantile, right? Because they don't have a choice. But once that baby starts growing up and able to walk and to get their own food, they start making their own choices. And you don't have a choice but to let them make their own choices. And that's when you got to be in their face, because we know the government, we know how that works. We were both in it. They want, this has been working for these millions of people for all these years. Why change the trajectory?
Why do anything else? What other way is there?
So no. And I'm going to be one. I'm one because it worked for me, and it has worked for my 50 customers that I have. And I don't force anything on anybody. I'll say, here, I'm going to let you try it. And then once you try it, you come back into me and you tell me. And I can guarantee you, maybe out of 25 people, I had at least 24 people that came back and said, that's for me. And so you don't have a choice. Your choice is in your control. You have to control that choice, not any provider. Because any provider that does not tell you the truth about CBD, then you need to run and find you another provider. That's what I tell them.
What if the provider's not educated though? Because a lot of providers out there have no clue, and they think it's there's plenty of data out there to show. There's plenty of, reports done on cannabis. I think Dr. Knox said earlier, over 20,000 studies have been done on this plant. This is the most studied plant. And yet still physicians, providers don't have a clue about it.
And this is what I tell my patients. If it's something that you look into because someone told you that it works for them, like I have an MS patient, and he called me up. He said, hey, I did some research and I found out that CBD works well for MS patients. And so I was like, went into the spill and I gave him why it works well and all that stuff. So I said, now when you go back to your provider, you should ask that question to your provider, his special provider. And if he can't tell you anything about CBD, then you don't need to be going to that provider. Because you know why? Because it is a provider's due diligence to know everything about evidence-based practice. And so there's studies out there. This is not something that's new. So why don't you know anything about it? Hold him accountable or hold her accountable. Then if you don't know, when I come back to my next visit, then you should be able to tell me something about it.
You should have done
You see what
research
I'm
by
saying?
now. You should
That's how
have
you hold
done
them accountable.
I love
Yeah.
it. I love it. Well, I think that's our time. This has been. Look, we could
Yes,
talk all day.
yes,
I could
yes.
literally be here all day. Tell them where they can find you, my love, if they
Okay.
want to contact you.
So you can find me at Hip Hands, and that is. Let me put my card up so you can see it. Can you see it?
Yep, there we go. Yes, we can see it, and then you could probably also put it in the chat
I
too.
will too. I'll do that too.
Okay.
And my
Yeah.
phone number is there too because I love talking to people, connecting, and finding out because I like to find out what people like before I even recommend anything to them because everybody's lifestyle is different. But I love this. Thank you so
Of
much.
course.
Go ahead.
Of course. And you guys, you can find me. I'm normally on LinkedIn and Instagram really heavy. I'm also, and that's underscore Jayn Green. That's JaynGreen. And then on Facebook is the Jayn Green. So you can find me there. Please contact me. My email is info@jayn.green. I'll put that in the comments as well. So you can contact me if you have any questions or if you want to get started with your skincare line, whatever you want to do in the cannabis industry, our company is here to help you. So there we go. Oh, thank you, Paury. That's awesome. That's awesome. So yes, I want to make sure that we connect as well, Aura, because this has been incredible, and I
Yes.
want us to continue to work together, continue to build, and really make sure that we stay in
Yes,
contact with each other.
definitely. It was such a pleasure to talk to you. Oh my God. You just don't know how happy this I am. Because you just don't meet people like this every day. I'm sorry.
I
So
agree. I agree. And listen, if Philly want me, are you in
yes,
Philly or where are
Philadelphia,
you at?
yes.
Oh, listen, that sounds like a road trip I need to
Yes,
have or I
yes,
need to make.
yes,
So we need to make that
yes,
happen
yes.
as
And
well.
you still in California or you're not in California?
No, I'm not. So I'm bi-coastal, but for the most part, during the pandemic, my family is in
Okay.
Atlanta. So I've been in
Okay,
Georgia.
okay, okay,
Yep.
okay. And I have a sister that lives in Marietta, Georgia. So
Okay.
that's a skip, hop, and a jump for me to make a road trip too.
Look at
Yes,
that. Look
yes,
at that. Come
yes,
on down. I'm
yes,
so excited.
yes, yes,
You guys, this has been incredible. Thank you so much for joining
yes,
us on our topical talk. This has been such a pleasure, and we look forward to getting in contact with you. Our information is definitely over there, and we'll stick around. Are you going to be here
yes,
for a
yes,
couple?
yes,
Okay, good. So we're going to stick around, find us in the chat, and talk to us. Let us know if you have
yes.
any questions, and make sure that you get in contact with us as well. We appreciate you.
Yes. Send me your information. I'm gonna exchange mine with you too.
I will too. All right, my
Thank
love.
you.
Bye
Bye
now.
bye.